Hello dear students, we've been discussing the topic of class 12th continuity, and in the previous lecture I told you about the continuity of a function at a point. We have seen whether the function is continuous at a point or not. We have the graphical method as well as the mathematical way of checking the continuity of a function at a point. So this is part 2 of the topic continuity, and today the learning outcomes are as follows. Learning outcomes means after the completion of this lecture you will be able to understand these 3 points, right? So the learning outcomes are, first of all, you will understand the definition and the meaning of a continuous function. You will understand the definition and the meaning of a continuous function. What is a continuous function? You will be able to understand that. Then we will be discussing the continuity of some special functions. Special functions you have already studied in class 11th. You know the graph of those functions also. So we will be discussing the continuity of those special functions. And at last, we will be solving the problems that are based on the continuity of a function. So these are the learning outcomes of today's class. So let us start. So students, before I give you the definition of a continuous function, let us once again revise the definition of a continuity of a function at a point. This is the exact and precise definition of continuity of a function at a point. So for this we have a function f. F is a real function. Real function means a function whose domain is a subset of R. F is a real function defined on subset of R. Its domain is a subset of R or R. And let C be the point in the domain of the function f. Now this is important. The point C should belong to the domain of the function f. Then we say the function is continuous at that point C if the limit of the function at C, it exists and it is equal to the value of the function at C. So this is the exact precise definition of the continuity of a function at a point. So after this definition, let me give you the definition 2, that is of continuous function. Continuous function. So a real function f is said to be continuous if f is continuous at every point of the domain of f. So the definition of continuous function is very simple. A real function f, when we say it is a continuous function if f is continuous at every point of the domain. Every point of its domain means whatever is the domain of the function, it have to be continuous at every point of its domain. Then we say that it is a continuous function. To understand this, let's discuss the graph. Let us discuss some special functions, right? So students, to start with, we have constant function and we have the identity function. So constant function, the value of the function is a constant, say k, and it is for all values of x belonging to the set of real numbers. So the domain of this function is R, and the graph of the function will be like this. Because at every point of the domain, the value of the function is k. So we draw, at every point we draw the output k, and this is the graph of this function. And as you can see, at every point of its domain, the function is continuous. So from the graph you can see clearly that this is a continuous function, right? And same is the case with the identity function. So the definition of the identity function is fx is equal to x. Whatever we put the input, we get the output. At 1 we have the output 1, at 2 we have the output 2. Whatever is the input, same is the output. And the domain of this function is again the set of real numbers, and the graph of this function will be like this, right? So again you can see the function is continuous at every point of its domain, so it is also a continuous function. Next we discuss the signum function. You might be remembering this function, the signum function. The signum function is fx is 1 for the values of x which are greater than 0. It is 0 if x is 0, and for the values of x which are less than 0, it is minus 1. So it is defined at every real number. So the domain of this function is set of real numbers, and the graph of this function is like this. At 0 we have the value 0, and for positive values of x the value is 1, and for negative values of x the value is minus 1. So the domain is R, and you can see from the graph of this function that there is a point of discontinuity, right? This function breaks at x equal to 0, and x equal to 0 is in the domain of this function. So we cannot say that every point of its domain the function is continuous. So what we conclude is the signum function is not a continuous function. It is not a continuous function, right? Next we have a very important function, that is the modulus function. The modulus function, very important function, modulus function. It is denoted like this, and the definition is mod x is equal to x for x greater than 0 or equal to 0, and it is minus x if the value of x is less than 0. So if we draw the graph of this function, for positive values of x it is x, like an identity function, but for the positive values of x at 0 we have, at x equal to 0 we use this definition and we will get 0. So at 0 we have 0, and it is minus of x, this is minus of x for the values of x less than 0. So this is the graph of modulus function, right? And the domain of this function is again the set of real numbers, and you can see there is no break. When I draw this graph, there is no break, no point of discontinuity, and from the graph itself it is very clear that modulus function is a continuous function. See, although the definition of this function changes, the definition of the function changes at x equal to 0, still at x equal to 0 we have the continuity. In fact, we have the continuity at every real number, so modulus function is a continuous function. Here we see signum function is not a continuous function, and modulus function, it is a continuous function. So I hope the definition of continuous function is clear. A function is continuous if it is continuous at every point of its domain. So let us discuss few more special functions, right? So next in the line we have a polynomial function. We have a polynomial function. Polynomial function. It may be a linear polynomial function, a quadratic or a cubic polynomial function. And as you all know, if it is a linear polynomial function, then the graph will be a straight line. If it is a quadratic polynomial function, the graph will be a parabola. And in case of cubic, we have a graph of the function something like this. And in all the cases you can see that it is continuous at every point of its domain. The domain of the polynomial functions domain of these type of functions are always a set of real numbers, and the graph of the polynomial function, it never breaks. So polynomial functions are continuous functions. Okay. Next, after polynomial function, let us discuss the continuity of a function. We can call it reciprocal function. Reciprocal function. And it is defined as fx is 1 upon x. So the important thing here is the domain. Is this function defined for all real numbers? No. If we put x equal to 0, then the function is not defined. So obviously you have seen in your textbooks, whenever you define functions like this, we always write x not equal to 0. So the domain of this function is all real numbers except 0. All real numbers except 0. So this is a reciprocal function, and the domain of this function is all real numbers except 0. If we try to draw the graph of this function, it will be like this. You can try to draw the graph of this function, it will be like this, right? So Now the question is this function a continuous function? So if you see the graph of this function, you might think that we have to lift our pen at x equal to 0, or you can say we have a discontinuity at x equal to 0. But please note, when we draw the graph of this function, in the domain of the function, we have no break. And break is at the point which is not in the domain of the function. So we conclude by saying f is continuous, right? Although we have to lift the pen, but only at the point where the function is not defined. And in the definition itself, I made it very clear. The function should be defined. Function should be continuous at every point of its domain, and it is continuous at every point of its domain. So it is a continuous function, right? So students, by now you have understood the concept of continuity of a function, and you also know how to check the continuity of a function at a point mathematically. You can see from the graph of the functions the idea of continuity, but you must know the mathematical definitions, the mathematical way of solving a problem. So for that I will be discussing few questions with you. So in question number 1, it says, is this function f continuous at x equal to 2? So we have been asked to check the continuity of this function at x equal to 2. So we have to use our definition number 1, which is about the continuity of a function at a point. And you know a function is continuous at a point if the limit of the function at that point exists and is equal to the value of the function at a point. So here we have to find the limit of this function as x approaches to 2. Now as you can see, x can approach to 2 from either side, and the definition of the function on either side of 2 is different. So we will be finding the left hand limit and the right hand limit of this function at x equal to 2. So finding the left hand limit at x equal to 2, say here on the real number line here is 2, and limit of left hand limit x approaches to 2 means we are approaching 2 from this side. We are approaching to the input towards the input 2 from the left side, right? So here the input is less than 2, and if the input is less than 2, we will be using the first definition of the function, right? And if we want to find the right hand limit, that is when x approaches to 2 from the positive side. For negative side, this will be the function, and from the positive side, we are approaching 2 from the positive side. It means the input is greater than 2. And for inputs greater than 2, we have the definition of function, that is x square plus 1. So when we find out these two limits, now limit of a polynomial function is same as the value of the polynomial function at that point. So we will be simply putting 2 here and we will get 5. 8 minus 3, 5. And again this is a polynomial function, and the limit of a polynomial function at a point is the value of the polynomial function at that point. So again at 2, this value comes out to be equal to 5. So the left hand limit and right hand limit, they are equal. Left hand limit and right hand limit, they are equal. So the limit of this function at the point 2 exists and is equal to 5. So limit exists and is equal to 5. But this is not sufficient to say that the function is continuous at x equal to 2. We also have to find the value of the function at 2. And value of the function at 2, from the first definition, it is again 5. So the left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value of the function at that point, all the three things are same. So we say the function is continuous at x equal to 2. So is this function continuous at x equal to 2? Yes, it is continuous at x equal to 2. So let us take one more question. Problem number 2. Question number 2. In this question, we have to discuss the continuity of this function. A function is given to you and you have to discuss the continuity of this function. It means you have to check the continuity of this function at every point of its domain. So we have to comment on the continuity of this function, and for that we have to check the continuity of this function at every point of its domain. So first of all, what is the domain of this function? Domain of this function. So as you can see, the function is defined for values of x which are less than 1. It is defined for x equal to 1 and also for x greater than 1. So it is defined for every real number. So the domain of this function is R, the set of real numbers. So let C be any point in domain of f. So let C be any point in the domain of f, but we have to divide, as the domain of this function is divided in pieces, right? So we have to make the cases. Case number 1, when the point at which we are trying to find the continuity of this function, that point is less than 1. Case 2, when that point is greater than 1, and case 3, when that point is equal to 1. So any point in the domain of this function can be less than 1, greater than 1, or equal to 1. So I have made these cases according to the definition of the function, because the domain of the function, the definition of the function changes at x equal to 1. So I have made these 3 exhaustive cases. So when c is less than 1, we have to find the limit of the function at c. So this will be, and we know c is less than 1, it means we are finding the limit of the function at a point which is less than 1. So first definition will be used, and this limit will come out to be c plus 2. And what will be the value of the function at c, and where c is a point which is less than 1. So for that point we'll be for finding the value of the function at c where c is less than 1, we'll be using this first definition. So f of c is c plus 2. So we can see that the limit of the function at c is same as the value of the function at c. So we have continuity at the point c where c is less than 1. So in the first case we have the continuity. In second case, again we have to find the limit of the function when x approaches to c. So now as c is greater than 1, the point at which we are finding the limit is greater than 1, so we will be using the second definition of the function as c is greater than 1, and for the point which are greater than 1, this is the value of the function x minus 2. So the limit comes out to be c minus 2. And what is the value of the function at c where c is any point greater than 1? So we will be using the second definition as c is greater than 1. So f of c is c minus 2. Again we find that the limit of the function at c is the value of the function at c. So again we have a continuity for all those points which are greater than 1. So now only point at which we have to check the continuity is c equal to 1. And please note that this point c equal to 1 is a very important point, because the definition of the function changes at this point 1. As you can see from the definition of the function changes at 1. So it is very important to check the continuity of the function at c equal to 1. On left side of c, if c is on the left side of 1, then we have continuity. For value if c is on the right side of 1, we have continuity. Now let's check the continuity of the function at 1. So last case we will be checking the continuity of this function at the point 1. So for x equal to 1, we will find the limit as x approaches to 1 of this function. Now to find the limit as x approaches to 1 for this function, as you can see, x can approach 1 from right hand side or from left hand side, and on the both side of 1 we have a different definition. So because of that we have to find the left hand limit at 1, and we have to find the right hand limit at 1. Left hand limit of 1 means limit of the function as x approaches to 1 from the negative side. It means x is approaching to 1 from this side, right? And right hand limit means x is approaching 1 from the positive side. It means we are approaching 1 from this side. So when we are approaching x from the negative side, it means x is less than 1. So instead of fx we will be using the first definition. And when we approach 1 from the positive side, it means the value of x is greater than 1. So instead of function we will be using the second definition. And now we will evaluate these two limits. The first limit comes out to be 3, and the second limit is minus 1. So the limit of this function at 1 does not exist. And if the limit does not exist, it means function is not continuous at x equal to 1. It means at point 1 we have discontinuity. So how we are going, what will be our final answer? What will you say about the continuity of this function? We say the function is not continuous because it is not continuous at every point of its domain. The 1 is in the domain of this function, and we have seen that at 1 it is not continuous, so this function is not continuous, right? So we can also draw the graph of this function so that we are able to understand what is happening, what is actually happening here is, let's try to draw the graph of this function, right? So the graph of x equal to 1, this is x equal to 1, this is a very critical point at which the function changes its definition for the values of x which are greater than 1. So if you take 2, the value is 0. If you take x equal to 3, the value is 1. So for x greater than 1, the graph is like this. This is the graph for the values of x greater than 1. At 1, the value of the function is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So this is the value of the function at 1. And for the values of x which are less than 1, at 0 the value is 2, at minus 2 it will be 0. So this is the graph of this function. This point included, this point excluded. So what we checked mathematically, we can also see that graphically. For the values of x at the point in the domain which is less than 1, the function is continuous. That was the first case, c when c is less than 1. And again, if c is greater than 1, means for the points which are greater than 1, you can see the function is continuous. And when we checked in the third case the continuity of the function, so in that case the left hand limit was coming out to be 3 and the right hand limit was coming out to be minus 1. And at this point, as LHL and RHL are not same, the limit of the function does not exist. So as far as the continuity of this function is concerned, the domain is R. Is it continuous at every point of its domain? No, it is not continuous at x equal to 1. So we conclude by saying that this function is not a continuous function. Let's take one more problem. Question number 3. For what value of lambda the function fx is continuous? You have to find the value of lambda and the function this is continuous. So f is continuous, it means f is continuous at every point of its domain. So x equal to 2 also belongs to the domain of this function. So this implies f is continuous at x equal to 2. It is continuous at every point of its domain, so it will also be continuous at x equal to 2. And if it is continuous at x equal to 2, implies the limit of this function at 2 is equal to the value of the function at 2. So when we make these two things equal, we'll be getting the value of lambda. So finding the limit of this function as x approaches to 2, we have to consider both the limits, the left hand limit and the right hand limit, because x can approach to 2 from either side, right? So suppose first we find the left hand limit. It means when x approaches to 2 from the negative side. So this will be limit x approaches to 2 negative of the function, and if x approaches to 2 from the negative side, the function is x square plus 4, and this limit is coming out to be equal to 2 square plus 4, 4 plus 4, that is 8. And what will be the right hand limit? Right hand limit of this function? So it will be limit x approaches to 2 plus, and if it is x is approaching 2 from the positive side, the value of the function is x plus lambda, and it comes out to be 2 plus lambda. So the left hand limit is 8, left hand limit is 8, right hand limit is 2 plus lambda, and the value of the function at 2 is, from the first definition, the value of the function at 2 is equal to 2. We will be using this first definition, and it will again be equal to 8. So as the function is continuous, it means it is continuous everywhere. It is continuous at x equal to 2 in particular, and it is continuous at x equal to 2 if the limit exists and is equal to the value of the function at 2, and this will happen if 8 is equal to 2 plus lambda is equal to 8. So if these three things are equal, then only we can say that function is continuous at x equal to 2. So you can solve this for lambda. So 2 plus lambda is 8 implies lambda is 6. So if lambda is 6, then this will become 8. The three things, LHL, RHL and the value of the function at point is 8 for this value of lambda. So it will make the function continuous at x equal to 2. And for the points in the domain of the function other than 2, you can see the function on the both sides is a polynomial function, so no problem there. So if we take lambda equal to 6 here, the function is continuous at x equal to 2, and at other points in the domain there is no problem, so it will be a function, it will be a continuous function. So this is the value of lambda which can make this function continuous, right? So students, now I give you some questions you can practice at home. So this will be your homework. In question number 1, is this function continuous at x equal to 5? So you have to check the continuity of this function at x equal to 5. That you can do mathematically. Also you can support your answer by drawing the graph of this function, right? In next problem, you have to discuss the continuity of this function. You have to discuss the continuity of this function. So it means you have to discuss the continuity of this function at every point of its domain, and that you will be doing by dividing it in cases. So in question number 3, what is the value of k which can make this function continuous at x equal to 2? So what will be the value of k so that this function is continuous at x equal to 2? So try these problems at home, and thank you so much for patient listening.